Hello, my name is Maria Miller from mathmammoth.com. In this lesson we're going to study square roots. And like the name tells us, square roots have to do with squares. So I drew here a few, and inside each square is its area. If the area of the square is 16 square centimeters, what might be its side, the side length? What would it be? You should know, right? What number times itself gives you 16? Well, the answer is 4, right? 4 centimeters. Now, how about here? 36 square inches is the area. So what is the side? How long is the side? What number times itself is 36? 6, right? 6 inches. And here, what is the side length? It is 10 meters, right? Because 10 meters times 10 meters gives you 100 square meters. And that is the concept of the square root. It is the opposite of squaring. In squaring, you are given the side length and you are told to find the area of the square. In square roots, you are given the area of the square and you are supposed to find the side length. And this is how we write it out. Square root of 16 equals 4. In other words, you think of, okay, what number times itself gives me 16? The answer is 4. And squaring is the opposite operation of taking a square root. So 4 squared equals 16. If 4 is the side of the square, 16 is the area. Over here, I take 36. I take square root of 36. Square root of 36, and that is 6. The opposite operation is 6 squared equals 36. Or you could write it as 36 here equals 6 squared. Let me try it here. If I write square root of 100 equals 10, and 100 equals 10 squared. Okay, let's solve some square roots now. Square root of 64. What number times itself equals 64? The answer is 8. Well, what number times itself equals 0? The answer is 0. 0 times 0 equals 0. And what number times itself gives you 1? The answer is 1. And what number times itself gives you 144? You remember your multiplication tables, right? This is 12. Now here I have 30 minus 5 and then take square root of it. In other words, this means that I need to first calculate 30 minus 5. It is as if there was parentheses here. They are implied. The square root is done last. So this is the same as square root of 25. And that, okay, what number times itself is 25? This is 5. Here again, I will first multiply. So I get here 10,000. And what number times itself gives me 10,000? You can try. 10 times 10 does not work, but 100 times 100 does. So this is 100. Here again, I need to calculate everything first, what's under the square root sign. So I first calculate 3 squared, which is 9. And 4 squared, which is 16. So square root of 9 plus 16. This here is 25, and we already had that. So this whole thing, square root of 25 equals 5. Again, first we calculate 10 squared. So that would be 100. 8 squared is 64. And then lastly we take the square root, but first we still need to calculate the subtraction here. This is going to be square root of 36, which is then 6. Now, these were easy numbers, but most of the time your square roots are not so easy. For example, here square root of 17. What number times itself gives you 17? If it was 16, we would have an easy time. It would be 4. This here, this answer to this will be a little bit more than 4. It will be 4.1, 4.2, something, a decimal number, multiplied by itself gives you 17. So here you will use a calculator. And your calculator most likely has a square root button that you will use and we will get, I need to round it because it's just a long decimal number, 4.12. The same is true of that. Square root of 3.25. You just use the calculator to find it, and that is approximately 1.80. Draw a square with an area of 80 square centimeters. You know, like I had squares here. What is its perimeter? And let's read the next one too. Draw a square with a perimeter of 80 centimeters. What is its area? You want to compare these two problems very carefully and think about them, how to solve them. And pause the video, think about them just for a moment, how to solve this and this. Okay, here I am given the area. It's just like these problems here. So I need to find the side length to be able to draw it. Even in here I need to find the side length to be able to draw the square. But here, since the area is given, to find the side length, I take the square root. The side is square root of 80 square centimeters, and this will give me so many centimeters. And I'll just use a calculator again. It is 8.94 centimeters, so now I can draw it. And then the perimeter would be 4 times the side length, 4 times square root of 80 centimeters. But you can of course calculate this again, get an approximate value. It is about 35.8 centimeters. And now this problem. Draw a square with a perimeter of 80 centimeters. What is its area? Perimeter means you go around the figure once. So if this distance is 80 centimeters, then the side is that divided by 4. So the side would be 80 divided by 4, which is 20 centimeters. And the area is easy. It would be side times side. 20 times 20 is 400 square centimeters. Okay, I hope you got these two problems very clearly in your mind, so you don't get confused. Lastly, what is the area of a square with side length 11 centimeters? Square root of 7 centimeters and then 3 squared feet. Just keep things straight. What are we given? We're given the side length. If you know the side length, how do you calculate the area? You multiply the side times side, right? So just take 11 times 11. That will be 121 square centimeters. Now here, if the side is square root of 7 centimeters, you can use the calculator. You will get a decimal number that will be between 2 and 3. And then you can square that number, take it times itself. But since square root and squaring are opposite operations, you will just get 7. Or you should get 7 square centimeters. If you do use a calculator for this problem and first calculate square root of 7, and then if you round your decimal and then square it, then you will get something close to 7. But if you don't round your number, even your calculator should give you very close to 7 centimeters. But calculator is of course not needed here. Now here, I need to take this number and square it. It's already squared though. Well, but let's just simplify it. This is 9 feet, right? So the area is now 9 times 9, 81 square feet. And here I forgot area equals. Okay, we're all done with this lesson. I hope it was helpful.